Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really baffling medical case. We're talking about severe chest pain, the kind that just screams heart attack, but it was fooling everyone. Turns out, the cause wasn't the heart at all, but a hidden problem in a place nobody even thought to look.
So, let me ask you something. What if your chest pain isn't actually coming from your heart? Just imagine suffering from what feels like a major heart problem. You go through all the tests, the whole workup, only for doctors to tell you, hey, your heart is perfectly healthy. I mean, how frustrating and frankly, how terrifying would that be? So the huge question is, where is that pain really coming from?
Okay, to get to the bottom of this, we're going to look at a real-life medical mystery. This one centers on a 34-year-old man, and his story is really the key to unlocking this whole thing.
And we're not talking about some minor ache here. For 2 solid years, this guy's entire life was just dominated by this debilitating pain. It radiated from his neck and shoulder, all the way down his arm, and right into his chest.
And look, he did everything doctors told him to do. He went through a whole year of intense physical therapy. He got multiple rounds of these powerful injections designed to block the pain signals. He even quit smoking. But you know what? Nothing worked. The pain just stuck around.
Now here's the biggest puzzle of all. The doctors ran a full cardiology workup. You know, the kind you get when they think you're having a heart attack. And they found nothing. Zilch. His heart was completely fine. So that left everyone scratching their heads. If it wasn't his heart, what on earth was causing this classic chest pain?
All right, so the investigation had to take a sharp turn. They had to stop looking at the chest, the place where the pain was, and start searching for a more hidden cause. And the answer, as it turned out, was in his neck.
And this brings us to the very condition at the heart of our story today. It's called cervical angina, or sometimes pseudo-angina. What is that? Well, it's basically when a pinched nerve in your neck gets its wires crossed and sends pain signals that feel exactly like a heart problem.
And this table really shows you why this is so darn tricky to diagnose. The symptoms are kind of all over the map. You've got the main chest and arm pain, sure, but on top of that, patients can get dizzy, they can have headaches, feel nauseous, even short of breath, all things that make you think, oh no, heart attack.
Okay, so with the heart officially ruled out, the medical team totally shifted their focus. They started suspecting that the signals were getting crossed somewhere in the spine. And when they finally got the right kind of imaging done, boom, they found the real culprit.
Right here, this is the smoking gun. What you're looking at are MRI scans of the patient's neck. And you can clearly see this big disc herniation, right between the 6th and 7th cervical vertebrae. That's the C6-7 level. That little bulging disc was pressing right on the nerves, and that was causing that whole confusing cascade of symptoms.
So once they finally had the right diagnosis, they could come up with the right solution. And in this case, it meant using a really cutting-edge surgical procedure to fix the problem right at the source.
The procedure is called an anterior cervical discectomy and arthropathy, or ACDA. And listen, this is a big deal. The study we're looking at marks the very first time this specific type of surgery, where they replaced the disc instead of fusing it, was used to treat cervical angina. The procedure itself is actually pretty elegant in how it works. Let's break it down. First, the surgeon goes in and removes that damaged disc, the one causing all the trouble. Step 2, they free up that compressed nerve, giving it room to breathe. And then, for step 3, and this is the cool part, instead of just fusing the bones together, they insert a high-tech artificial disc. This allows the neck to keep its natural range of motion. Pretty amazing.
Just look at the before and after here. It's incredible. On the left, that's the patient's spine before the surgery. And on the right, you can clearly see that new artificial disc sitting perfectly at the C6-7 level. It's restored the proper spacing, the alignment, just a remarkable fix.
And this might be the most powerful sentence in the entire study. Remember, this man was in constant, debilitating pain for 2 years. He tried everything. Then he wakes up from surgery, and the pain was just gone. Immediately. Completely. Can you even imagine that relief?
Okay, so that's a fantastic, life-changing result for one person, right? But the researchers had to ask, was this just a fluke, a lucky one-off, or was this pointing to a much bigger, more consistent pattern?
To figure that out, they did something called a systematic review. They basically went out and gathered all the data from 11 other studies on this topic, published over 3 decades, just to see if other patients with cervical angina had similar stories. And their review was massive.
It covered a total of 1,186 patients, and inside that huge group of people, they found a pattern that was just stunningly consistent.
Get this. They found that nearly 9 out of 10 patients, 87.3% to be exact, had the disc herniation at the exact same level as our case study patient, C67. This wasn't an outlier at all. His case was the textbook example of this condition. And here it is, maybe the most important number in this whole story. The review found that among all the patients who were correctly diagnosed and got surgery to fix that pinched nerve, every single one of them, 100%, had a complete resolution of their pain. A perfect success rate. In medicine, you don't see numbers like that. It's almost unheard of.
So, after going through this incredible medical detective story, what's the big takeaway? What should we all walk away with? Why does this one guy's story matter so much?
You know, the lessons here are really powerful. First off, it proves that chest pain isn't always about the heart. It also shows that solving these tough medical mysteries requires teamwork. Cardiologists, neurologists, surgeons all working together. But I think the biggest takeaway is this. By really digging for the true root cause, even if it's in a totally unexpected place, doctors can find a cure that is not just effective, but completely and immediately life-changing.
This whole story really is a profound reminder of just how intricate and, let's be honest, sometimes baffling our body's wiring can be. It really makes you wonder, right? If a problem in your neck can feel just like a heart attack, what other amazing connections are hiding in our bodies that we're only just beginning to understand?